You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Poking the bear, CNN analyst stunned by John Brennan's new lawsuit against Trump, based on an article by Nicole Charmy. Trump's real power is not his stepper, it's the state. The only fact that matters, John Brennan is not using this lawsuit to win a popularity contest with Donald Trump. He is trying to force record preservation around an investigation he says is being bent toward a political outcome. That is, the concrete issue not hurt feelings, not cable news theater, but whether the machinery of federal power is being used to manufacture a case against a man the president dislikes. Where power actually sits, the institutional power here is not with Brennan, even if he once ran the CIA. It sits with the Trump administration, the White House, the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, the FBI director, Miami prosecutors, and the intelligence officials Brennan wants under preservation orders. Those are the actors who control the files, the investigators, the prosecutorial pace, and the official language of accusation. That matters because state power is not just the power to punish. It is the power to shape the record before any judge ever sees it. The complaint behind the complaint. Brennan's lawyers say administration officials have been publicly calling him a criminal before any conviction, before an indictment, and even before full investigation. That is not neutral law enforcement. It is message discipline with a badge on it. If the allegations are accurate, the point is not to discover misconduct. The point is to launder a political grudge through prosecutorial procedure until it looks official. That is why the lawsuit exists, to create a paper trail before the paper trail disappears. The framing problem, CNN's poking the bear language, does exactly what weak political coverage does best. It turns an abuse of power question into a personality contest. The issue is not whether Brennan irritated Trump. The issue is whether a president's dislike is being translated into selective prosecution, and whether government officials are helping him do it. Calling that poking the bear softens a central fact. Bears are animals. Presidents command agencies. The pattern is familiar. The broader pattern is selective enforcement dressed up as righteous cleanup. Public denunciation comes first. Legal process follows behind as a costume. The target is not chosen because the evidence has settled the matter, but because the political relationship has. Brennan's lawyers say the Justice Department may be trying to vindictively and selectively prosecute him. That is the right frame to test here, because the alternative is accepting the criminal process can be repurposed into a loyalty exercise. If officials are indeed ginning up a case to satisfy the president, then the corruption is not incidental. It is the operating system. The real lesson, this story is not about one former intelligence official protecting himself from scrutiny. It is about how a president can convert personal grievance into institutional pressure, then hide that pressure behind prosecutors, investigators, and ritualized claims of law and order. Brennan may be the target, but the damage is larger than Brennan. Once the state starts treating presidential resentment as a prosecutorial rationale, the legal system stops being a constraint and becomes an instrument. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Roar Story for today's article. With the automated voice of Norman, thanks for listening.